Hey ho Leute und willkommen zu einer neuen Folge The Stanley Parable, wo wir heute ein etwas komplizierteres Ende machen, was ich selbst auch noch nie gesehen habe.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Das bedeutet jetzt, wenn ich selbst noch keine Ahnung habe, dass ich das Ganze jeweils nachschauen muss. Wir gehen jetzt das Spiel neu starten. Wir werden ein paar Ladescreens drin haben, wobei das wahrscheinlich auch nicht so lang dauern wird, weil wir nicht sonderlich weit weglaufen und wahrscheinlich nicht so viel geladen werden muss. Auf jeden Fall müssen wir jetzt bei verschiedenen Tischen genau das tun, was wir gerade eben schon getan haben. Und zwar
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Spiel neu starten. Ich glaube, das kann man auch in einzelnen Runs rein theoretisch machen. Also erst zu dem gehen, dann beim nächsten Mal, wo das Spiel neu startet, zu dem gehen. Aber wir machen das jetzt einfach mal in einem, weil mir das sonst zu kompliziert ist.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ja, diesmal müssen wir wirklich ein bisschen weitergehen und ein ganz schönes Stück weiter.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Gelaber kennen wir ja alles schon, aber trotzdem, was steht eigentlich hier auf dem? Bei dem anderen schon geguckt. Aha.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Papers are too general. Hire someone to sanitize papers. Papers are too sanitized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper sanitizing guy. Who moved my desk? Ah. Number of slides on the slide. Charts, slides, charts and slides. Was?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Das stimmt. Das machen wir und jetzt gehen wir hier hin. Zack. Und haben jetzt 3 von 5. Starten das Spiel neu. Ja. Ich bin gespannt auf das Ende. Ich habe mir das Ende auch noch nicht angeschaut. Also ich habe hier nur einen Weg, wie ich dorthin komme.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ich muss jetzt gerade noch den Raum suchen, den ich suchen will. Moment. Also den Schreibtisch finden, den ich suche. Müsste hier irgendwo... Da ist er doch.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Doch. Denn wir können jetzt, wenn wir noch einmal einen Input eingeben, zu einem anderen Ende kommen. Holy shit, aber das meinte ich gar nicht. Das ist das andere Ende. Schon lädt es. Wir haben alle Inputs gemacht. Und jetzt sind wir im Heaven angekommen. Der ganz schön laut ist. Gehen irgendwann wieder an. Okay, auf jeden Fall passiert hier jetzt nichts weiter. Heißt, das war das komplette Ende. Und wir kommen hier nur raus, wenn wir das Spiel neu starten. Was wir jetzt einfach mal kurz machen. Und währenddessen werde ich wahrscheinlich das Spiel kurz aufhängen. Da ich gucken muss, was es denn noch so für Lösungsansätze, also für Ausgänge gibt. Nee, das wollte ich gar nicht.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision?
Nee, das wollte ich gar nicht. Ich wollte eigentlich mal einen anderen Ausgang. Noch einen, den ich selbst persönlich nicht kenne, ausprobieren.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
War
mean?
bei...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, das muss ich mir nochmal genauer anschauen. Machen wir erstmal was anderes. Ein anderes schönes Ende. Ein anderes schön verwirrendes Ende vor allem. Die verwirrenden Enden finde ich eigentlich die coolsten Enden.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Ich weiß.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nein.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nein.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Wir fahren jetzt wieder mit dem Ding rüber
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
und schauen dann mal.
Enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Arg.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Ja.
She's been waiting.
Hier waren wir schon mal. Haben aber den
That's her,
Stecker
Stanley.
gezogen.
You need to be the one to do this.
Und gehen jetzt einfach mal ans Telefon.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
Aber allein schon das
I'm trying to get you to
427.
see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Also dass unsere Büronummer auch unsere Apartmentnummer ist.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Drücke K.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Drücke O.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Drücke 6.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Drücke 9, um Zeit mit deinem Kind.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Abendessen
As
vorzubereiten.
he wandered through this fantasy
Hey.
world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Z, um deinen Kindern eine Geschichte zu
It
erzählen.
was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Also bin ich jetzt irgendwie... Schatz, liebe dich.
But there is
Wa-
no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
8, um schlafen zu gehen.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. Aber... L?
You see?
Oh.
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I
3.
suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Bitte stirb.
And I
Ja. Was zur Hölle? Okay, auf jeden Fall startet das Spiel neu und ich würde mal sagen, wenn es euch gefallen hat, dann lasst doch einen Daumen nach oben da. Ansonsten sehen wir uns in der nächsten Folge wieder. Bis dann, auf Wiedersehen, tschüssi.